I've been looking for a moderately priced combination square for a while. The ones at the hardware store near me are just absolute garbage. They've got very coarsely stamped numbers. They don't square. They're just like really low quality. And then you could obviously get an expensive Starrett or some other like more machinist grade, really high-end combination square, but those are, well, expensive. So I decided to try buying a Kapro because I saw the magnetic head ones seemed intriguing to me. I figured I'd give that a try, and I saw that they also had these standard style ones, and they are pretty decent. They are nice and square, adjust pretty well. The edges and stuff are a little bit sharp, but they're not too bad. And I feel like, you know, the graduations are nicely visible and fairly precise. I haven't checked it with anything, but looks good. One problem I did have was this. Yeah, this one's labeled bad. This magnetic one came and it was not square. Probably you won't be able to see that very well on camera, but there's a gap down here. There's a pretty decent gap there. So at the base there's a good gap. Piece of paper fits in easily. That doesn't bind up till way down at the end there, so that's pretty far out of square. So I called up, well, first I emailed their customer service and heard nothing back. Because I got these from Kapro online, because I'm trying to buy more direct from businesses rather than like go through Amazon. So anyways, I emailed them, didn't hear back, and then I gave him a call, talked to a nice guy there, and he said, oh yeah, I'll send you out a new one, we'll be looking for your old one. And sent me a new one, and this new one is nice and square. But this square and my machinist square line up. And I know this one's, I've tested this one a few different times, so I trust this square. And it also lines up with the other square, more traditional square with the lock on it. So the new square is square. This head is bad. What I think it is down in this slot, there's some like crusty stuff. I'm never going to get a camera shot of it, but it's just sort of lumpy and bumpy down in there. So I think that's what's setting off the ruler. I might be able to clean it and get it to work better, but they probably want to see what's inside. Because this one I see it's got 4 magnets. It's got 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th one on the side. And down in this one I can't really see the magnets. So I'm pretty sure there's stuff on top of it, which makes it not square. It also came with this pouch. I'm not sure exactly how the pouch is supposed to work. I guess probably this goes on your belt. And then these go in that way? That way they would go in? That would go over there and you'd have it on your belt. I guess. Seems a little fiddly to get it in and out of this. But maybe once it gets broken in, it would work better. There's no picture of how the belt is supposed to attach on here. It's just talking about the square itself. So overall, I'm not quite sure how these are going to be. You know, the edges are a little bit rough on them. The quality control in these, I mean, obviously got one bad one good one. So, you know, it could be my bad luck getting a bad one right off, or they could have quality control issues on these. But definitely check them when you get them. The rulers are fairly nice. The ends are just sheared. They're not like finished nicely. Like this ruler, it's made in USA, tempered. This one's probably my nicest rule. However, the body, the part that clips on here, broke. So, this one's not really that usable anymore. But this one's definitely a better finish. It's got a finished end. These ends, like I said, are just sheared off and not finished. Probably accurate enough, although I haven't checked how accurate they are. It's got millimeters, 30/2 of an inch, and on the other side it's got millimeters and 1/16 of an inch. I wish you had an option of not getting the millimeter scale or getting it depending on whether or not you want it. I mean, it is useful to be able to measure millimeters occasionally, but some people never want to measure millimeters, so, you know, forcing them to get that, having no option of different blades seems maybe a little bit. This blade with the slot in it can work in these magnetic heads, but obviously the one with no slot in it can't work in the other one. So, yeah. So the level bubbles on here don't seem to be particularly accurate. Not that I would really hope or expect them to be. They'll get you close, but obviously you're not you're gonna want a real level. So as far as whether or not these are a good buy, definitely the standard one with the screw, good quality for the price you pay. I think this is about the same price shipped as what like a cheapo, crappy Stanley thing with the crudely stamped numbers are from my local hardware store. So that's definitely a better buy than that. These magnetic ones, I'm not quite sold on the magnetic adjust yet. So if you've gotten one of these magnetic combination squares, let me know down in the comments what you think of it. Obviously, one major drawback of these magnetic ones is they would never work well in a metal shop. They would just get packed full of little metal grinding shavings and render them worthless pretty quickly. So, but obviously I'm in my woodworking shop, so that shouldn't be a problem here. As far as their customer service goes, I emailed them initially about the bad square head and didn't hear back from them at all. I called them, got a real person, talked to him, he was really nice, and said, oh yeah, I'll just send you it. And actually, I didn't even realize that he had sent me a new one because the package got put in a weird spot at my house, so I had the package for a while. I was like, when am I gonna end up with that new, when's he gonna ship that out? But my own fault, he had it on, the package ended up on my front porch stashed away, so I didn't even realize that that it had arrived yet.